Alright everybody, welcome back. Time to battle. Alright, we found our first opponent, are on the draw, and have actually a pretty good hand, because turn 3 Titan into turn 4 Titan into turn 5 Obelisk sounds like a decent plan. Especially to make up for being on the draw. Alright, so start with this. Crystallize is not quite what we wanted to see here, but it's gonna come in handy later. Alright, looks like big combo. Bit unfortunate that we didn't manage to draw into any of our like 20 turn 1, 2, 3 drops here, like more initiate or simply one of our 12 3 drops or 7 2 drops, but what can we do? I guess we're gonna start with Titan action. That's unfortunately a little too late to be our second Primal, but that's okay. And I guess we just get in with our Titan. And since it's gonna get Wasp, we just play another one. Interesting, there's still people that play Wasp.
It's written right here.
Alright, that's decent.
Focus, child.
That allows us to hit power, get closer to 8, and drop an Obelisk to get in for 6. Kind of expected that. That was like an okay trade. I mean, we basically traded even. Like he traded Harshful for and these two guys for these two and our Titan. So that's fine. Alright, that's nice. Like now, actually one of the things that I talked about is gonna come into play. Just gonna rebuy this to get closer to 8 for our Obelisk. So that these guys can be actual threats. That is very annoying and gonna be a problem. But not much we can do about it. Maybe we can raise it now that we drew a Dawnwalker and have to Crystallize. So if we like draw another blue source, then we can punch through a bunch of stuff. Like if he doesn't draw a sweep or like makes a big parliament, we maybe have a shot. He just draws a couple of like lower impact cards. There's the parliament. Alright, now I really need to draw like a Primal Source. That's good. There's the Primal Source and the 8's power, so we have a reasonable chance. Unfortunately, we are 1 off even if he doesn't do anything. And yeah, just gonna silence that, draw some more cards, and now it's likely to be over.
I bring you aid.
Actually, party is a pretty good start. Maybe we can just barely squeeze it out. He has even like another card. Alright. So yeah, we just kind of trade off most of our board and then party, but we won't have enough board to even like get through. Really. I mean, we can get through for like 2 damage and lose all our Yetis, but that's not the plan. So at this point we kind of just need to draw our second Crystallize, which is not a lot of outs. But a second Crystallize would win the game. I mean, I guess that's the spot where like Shimmer Pack has the advantage.
Safe travels, friend.
And I mean, I guess we kind of attack with everything here because that eats these two guys, and we deal 2 to the face, so it's actually not the worst trade. We basically trade 2 Yetis for those 2 guys and deal 2 damage. That's like okay. I mean, it's not gonna get any better from here. I guess drawing another Obelisk would also be decent.
Reinforcements.
As long as he keeps getting like shitty units out of his Seraph.
I bring you aid.
So Obelisk or Seraph or Crystallize would have been nice. Even a party would have been nice if he doesn't have another harsh roll actually. But yeah, that's like not even worth attacking.
Time
So
quickens.
just pass.
Your power flows through.
I mean, we are still like doing reasonably well for what's going on here, like Seraphs and Parliaments and
I bring you aid.
double Ascendant and stuff. But yeah. That's... I think we can concede here. Like, we can just attack next. I mean, guess we can try one more turn. I mean, we still potentially have life outs. 1 Crystallize. Like 1 life out. 1 in 52. Worse odds than in poker. Yep, and there we go. Still rank 7. Sweet, at least we got an upgrade of a chest to make up for it. Alright, next opponent. Alright, this time we are on the play. And I think all in hand this hand is actually pretty good. It has virtually 4 power and a curve of 2, 3, 4, 5 with like a backup play. Seems pretty good. I think it's probably a bit better than to redraw. It's not the fastest hand. I mean, hands with initiate are a bit nicer and stuff. But I mean, it can basically go like turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6 with this hand, and only needs to draw like a random power off the top to do that. So that's all in all pretty good. Should have like most of the things you need. I mean, I think a lot of like solid keeps have less than what they need. Less than that than what they need, so that's actually pretty nice.
What gave it away?
I mean, maybe I should be starting with like the Dawnwalker to like get it back with Prince, but then again, like I would probably just be running it into their Enforcer. But I guess it would be fine if they enforce it there. I think it was a mistake to play the Prince. Got a little too excited about the Prince, I think. Probably should have played the Dawnwalker here. But we are getting rewarded for my bad decision, so that's great. Since we actually like get to kill his sword kind of for free.
Safe travels, friend.
And then punish him with like a random blocker
Time quickens.
for his paladin, since he didn't have a torch before, or like a didn't have a torch before, he won't likely have one for this. I mean, like a sort of like a finest hour would beat that, while it wouldn't beat the Prince. Interesting, he didn't want to force that trade. I mean, I take it, I don't mind. I think we just like I think we kind of just want to apply some pressure here. While it is a little awkward, I think I'd rather play Dawnwalker here than Cirso. Like, Cirso is kind of vulnerable to a potential vanquish he has. I mean, he might not have a vanquish because he possibly would have still vanquished the False Prince. But, still it's like vulnerable to more stuff basically, and now we get to just block here. We might have Finest Hour, which is fine. Yeah. I mean, there's the option to like double block this and let this slide, but don't like that much. Guess we just get in for 5 more. And we're applying some decent pressure against him, so that's nice. We can just like kind of try to raise. And Cirso helps with like not getting punished by like bigger war cry units he draws off the top. And now his Finest Hour is drawn. Like the
Ride to victory.
so he cannot like use it against Cirso. I mean, I guess now our Cirso trades, but it's still fine if our Cirso trades rather than dies. Unless he has another Finest Hour. Seems a questionable decision. He probably should have just put cavalry on the flyer and hit us with that, I guess. And yeah, I mean, now I can just pop the Aegis here and like get in with Cirso. To try and win the race. Like, it's really nice if you manage to like apply pressure against Rakano early, because it puts them in a really bad spot, because they're pretty bad at like being forced to be on defense, and that's like takes away a lot of their power and their potential to like push the game in their favor. As you can see, like, he's really struggling. We had 22, he's at 8, we have a bigger board. And yeah, he's at a point where he just scoops. And he hasn't even seen everything yet. So yeah, that was nice. Getting aggressive footprints there was pretty rewarding. And like, carefully maneuvering. Alright, found our next opponent. This hand's too slow, we are especially on the draw. That's a bit better. Like, a lot better actually. Well, it doesn't have a turn 1 and turn 2 drop. We at least have a Permafrost to like defend us early, and then we have like a good like kind of 3, 4, 5 development with like guaranteed power. And all the influence we need.
Forged for the throne.
Alright. Against Armory. I mean, we might almost just as well Permafrost now. I guess not yet, because we can also like Permafrost on turn 4. Yeah, I think I'll hold on to it. I mean, there are like a couple of better targets, like Enforcer. And we also might just end up going like Dawnwalker, Predator's Instinct into it, and then buy it back with Cirso. To deal like 3 to the face and get rid of it for sort of free. Alright, so I think I actually wanna like drop Acolyte here
Safe travels, friend.
for that reason. And then like next turn we can go like Dawnwalker, Instinct, kill it. And it's also like better in the sense that if he rune hammers this, that's fine, and then we can like Dawnwalker, instinct the Runehammer right after, so it's kind of like a pseudo charge, which is pretty relevant actually.
You cannot put out the light.
Okay, so I think I'm happy with doing this. Since now we also have like the 4/1 killer that kills like unenhanced Throne Wardens. Yep, there's one.
State your
So that's
purpose.
nice.
Piggy, piggy.
And now he basically has to answer this and then our scouting party as well. Let's see how well he does that. There's also a lot of armory right now, and this deck is pretty good against armory. So that's definitely an argument for it right now. And I mean, if the deck manages to like do well enough against Stone Scarburn, I'm not sure how the matchup actually is, I haven't played it often enough. Then, but I can see it being fine, like between like the Fatties, Permafrost and Displacer. Like Displacer helps a lot in the burn matchup, so it should be alright. And then suddenly we are talking like a pretty well positioned deck right now, with Burn Queen and Armory being the most played decks on ladder recently. They're both between like 10 and 15%. I think Armory is like at 12% or something, and Burn at like 15 to 16% if you count both Burn variants. Yeah, we just fight that, because why not? And then scouting party and hope he doesn't have a Hushwell, because otherwise we are kinda out of gas here. Need to draw another fatty to get back our Dawnwalker. Oh dear, if he doesn't have a Hushwell, that party will get us back into the game. And it seems like he doesn't, otherwise he would have already dropped it. So he's probably just trying to think what the best way is to reduce our Yetis. And it seems like he can only get rid of one Yeti. Alright, 2 Yetis. True, he can get that, silence one, block the other. But he won't get to block the other because we have our Permafrost still, which is very fortunate. So depending on what we draw, we're gonna decide what we deploy here. But yeah, I mean, gonna do this,
You cannot put out the light.
and I'm almost inclined to just like false sprint here, because even if he has a harsh roll, we have another Titan that brings back 2 Dawnwalkers. So he needs like 2 harsh rolls, and he had 0. So yeah, I think
What
it's
gave it away?
fine to play the Prince here, because that gets us the Dawnwalker back and gives us so much board, so that he really needs to draw harsh roll, and if he does, we have a Titan to make him have another harsh roll. And we also have like now get back the killer guy to like deal with say an enforcer, or oh no, actually not the enforcer, because it's gonna silence this one, but to deal with another Throne Warden. Or safely attack into an Icaria, if he has an Icaria. Yeah, that's not that impressive. And yeah, I mean, False Sprint's pretty good against Armory. They only have like 4 torches to kind of efficiently deal with it. Like, if they vanquish it, it's fine. Like, then they can't use it on our like better vanquish targets. And we keep the 1/1, which is not even irrelevant with Obelisk and against the deck
State your purpose.
based around weapons. Alright, gonna attack like this, so that we can killer it down if it blocks, and if it doesn't block, who cares? Yep. I mean, like, it's gonna deal the same damage no matter what he blocks. Because of the killer. So he goes to 5, gonna Titan, because we have a backup Titan. So that he's like guaranteed dead unless he has a Hush Roll. And once again he's gonna need double Hush Roll. Alright, that was a pretty sweet performance. Alright, 2-1. Stay tuned for 3 more games in a moment.